guess we're gonna draw a Pokemon.
Yeah, this time we're drawing Sprigatito.
Sprigatito.
Sprigatito. I think that's how you say it. It's a grass cat. It's grass type, right? Plant type? Is it called grass type?
I think it's called grass type.
Yeah, and it's cat. We hope you're going to follow along. You need your drawing supplies. We're going to use markers. You also need some?
Paper and something to color with.
Yeah, you ready to start?
Yes.
Let's first start by drawing Sprigatito's nose. That's going to be hard to say that this entire video.
Yeah.
We're just going to call it Kitty. Okay, we're going to start by drawing our cat's nose. We're going to draw it right here in the middle of our paper. I'm going to draw it about this big. It's a little V shape. And then we're going to draw the top to turn it into an upside down triangle. And then we're going to draw the eyes, and they're really big. So let's first start actually by drawing the pupils. And we're going to draw the pupils about this big. So we'll draw one here, and then we're going to draw another one over here, the same size. Well, I made it a little bit bigger. That's okay. We're practicing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we're going to draw the big oval for the outside of the eyes, and the cat's eyes are really big. So we're going to start here, and we're going to come up, around, and then we're going to come back where we started, big oval shape. Yes, keep going. Now let's draw that same shape and the same size over here on the right eye. We're going to come up to the same height, around, and back where we started. Yes, good job. Now we're going to add another circle on the inside. This is for the colored part of the eye, which I think is called the iris, right? Mm-hmm. You have the pupil as the black part, and then the iris is the colored part. And then we're going to draw that same middle oval over here for the right eye. Yes, good job. Okay, now let's color in the pupil, or the smallest oval inside of the eye. Now let's draw the mouth. We're going to come straight below the nose. We can add a little point, and it should be at the very bottom of the oval. So I'm going to put the point in there, and that point lines up with the bottom of each oval, or the eye. Yeah, and then we're going to draw a curve that comes out to the left, and then also a curve that comes out to the right. It's our little cat mouth. And then we're going to draw a U shape for the mouth being open. We're going to come down and back up. Then we're going to draw the little teeth inside of the mouth. I'm just going to draw a little diagonal line on each side. And then at the very bottom, let's draw another curve for the tongue. Well, it's starting to look cute. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's draw the head, or the shape of the head. We're going to start over here next to the eye. We're going to draw a big rainbow line that comes all the way over to the other side. Wow, we're drawing our Pokemon really big. We're going to start here. We're going to draw an oval shape, comes up, over, and then down next to the eye on the right side. Now over here on the left side, we're going to draw the fur that's sticking out of the cheeks. So we're going to start inside the head, and we're going to draw a curve that comes out. Then we're going to draw a curve that comes back in. We're not going to go all the way in though. Then we're going to draw a sideways V. We'll come out and connect to that fur, and then back in. And then if there's a little space there, you can connect it. Then we're going to draw another curve just like this one. So a piece of fur that comes out like this. And then we're going to come back in just like we did for the top part. Now let's repeat those same shapes over here on the right side. So we're going to start inside, and we'll curve up and then curve back, down. And we're trying to match so it looks symmetrical. And we're going to draw that sideways V that comes out and also back in. And then we're going to draw the bottom of the fur curving down and then back in. Now we're going to draw the bottom of our little cat's head. We're going to draw a curve that goes underneath. For the chin, I'm going to turn my paper sideways so I can see where I'm going. And then we're going to come all the way over to the other side. Oh, what's our little cat missing?
Ears.
Yeah, ears. Let's start up here, and we're going to draw two lines that come out of the top of the head. So we're going to curve up to the left, And then we're going to leave a little space and do that same curve out to the right. Yes, there you go. And then we're going to curve back down on each side to complete the ear shape. It's starting to look like Sprigatito. No, that's not how you say it. Sprigatito.
Yeah.
Sprigatito. Okay, I really hope that's how you say it. Okay, we're going to draw the same shape but smaller inside. Sprigatito. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're going to draw that same upside down V over here on the right side. We did it! We drew Sprigatito's head. Except it's going to look more like the little cat once we color it. But let's keep going. We're going to draw the body too. So let's start down here and we're going to leave a little space and we're going to draw a curved V. This is for the little fur on the neck. I'm going to draw that curved V straight down. Then we're going to draw a sideways curved V on the left and also on the right. This looks like a leaf, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. It's a plant type, so that's cool that they make little shapes look like plants. Okay, now let's do the same thing. We're going to come down a little further, leave a little more space, and draw another V shape, curved V. Then on the left, we're going to draw a smaller sideways V. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side too to match. Then we're going to draw a bigger sideways curved V. Watch this. We're going to curve up really high on this side and over here. Then to complete this shape, we're going to curve into the neck on both sides. Okay, that's the fur coming down from the chin or the neck. Now let's draw the body. We're going to start over here for the leg, and we're going to draw a curve that comes down. Now this came out of this little shape, but on this side, we're going to draw it a little further over, and we're going to draw that same curve, but coming in. So it's the opposite of the other curve. So see how they both kind of curve in towards the bottom? Yeah. Then right below this V, we're going to draw a small little dash line. Yes. And then we're going to draw the inside of this leg on the left, and we can also match that same line over here for the other leg.
This leg's gonna be a little thick.
Oh yeah, that's okay. This little line right here, you could extend so that it's not as thick. I love that our two drawings don't look exactly the same. They're both turning out awesome. I especially love yours, and that's because the most important thing is
To have fun.
and to
Practice.
practice. Remember to have fun and practice. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
Now let's draw the feet on our front legs. I'm going to draw a little curve that comes around like this and then connect back in. And then we're going to do that same little curve over here for the right leg. Nice. Now let's draw the belly for our little cat. We're going to draw it coming out, and I put it at the same height as this front line. Yes, and then we're going to draw the back leg. It comes halfway down the front legs. And then we're going to curve the other way, like this. Then we're going to draw the back line that comes all the way down for the rest of the leg too. So we'll start up here, and we're going to draw a curve that comes down like this. And look, I'm going to get kind of close to this part of the curve. So start there, curve down. Yes, and then right here, we're going to kind of match this line right here. So see how they curve back this way. There you go. And then right at the bottom, we're going to draw a little foot curving in. Okay, now let's draw the other. There's one more leg, and you can just barely see it sticking out from behind this front leg. There you go. And you can only see part of it since it's overlapping, and that makes it look more 3D. Now we're missing one last thing on our little cat.
His tail.
Yes, the tail. Let's start here, and we're going to curve up to the head and this little fuzzy part on the cheek. Then we're going to imagine that going behind the little fuzzy part and then curving this way. There you go. Then let's start back down here, and we're going to curve this way down, and then right at the end we're going to curve back, like we're coming back towards the body. Then we're going to start at the end, we're going to curve back up, and then right here we're going to draw an S curve to connect to this line up here. So we're going to curve out, and then we'll curve in, and then connect to the top line. Hadley, we did it. We finished drawing our little cat, except we're not completely done.
We still need to color it.
Yes, and we picked out our colors. We're using our Art for Kids Hub markers. If you have the same set, we're using 166. This is a light green. And what's the darker green we're using?
59.
Yeah, 59. We might layer this a couple times to get it a slightly darker. And then we also have a pink color, 341, and a light gray, CG1. This part we are fast forwarding, so remember to pause the video and take time to color your drawings. But also remember, you don't have to use the same markers that we have. You could use different markers, crayons, or even colored pencils. You ready to fast forward?
Yeah.
Hallie, you're doing a great job. Keep going. I'm switching to my pink 341. This is to add a little highlight. I'm going to draw a circle to add a highlight in the iris, and then I'll color in the rest with this pink color. So everything's solid except for the little shiny part in the top part of the eye. And then I'll add that same circle over here on this eye, and then color in the rest of the iris. I'm also using this color to fill in the mouth down here. I use the fine tip to do that part. I'm going to switch to the flat chiseled part of the marker to fill in a bigger area, and also the tongue. Good job, Hadley. Keep going. On the face, we're using 59. This is the darker green, and we created this little pattern on the forehead. This looks like the letter M that connects the two eyes together. And then we also have a little piece that comes out like this and then connects down to the bottom. This actually looks like a big giant leaf on our cat's face, which I think is really cool. And we're going to use this green to fill it in. We also use this green for the ears. I think it's a little too light, so I'm going to add another layer on top. That's the nice thing about using markers. Once it's dry, you can add another layer with the same color, and it will make it darker. Look at that. You can compare this ear to that ear. It looks a lot darker. Another thing to keep in mind when you're using these alcohol-based markers is that they'll smear the Sharpie lines. And I just did that on the nose. Look at that.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's okay. So I tried to color around the Sharpie and not get too close to it, or else it does that smearing. Oops, and I got inside the eye. That's okay. I'm going to use a white colored pencil, and I can lighten that little green part that I colored inside of the eye. You can also use it down here on this part of the eye, the iris, to add another highlight at the very bottom. And I can also, I'm going to just barely use it on top of that Sharpie line, and it makes it a little lighter. I forgot I need to color in the nose with the same pink color. There we go. Now I'm going to use that dark green again, or the darker green, to color in this part of our little cat's body. We're almost done. CG1 is a light gray that I'll use on top of the pink inside of the mouth. This will make the back of the mouth look darker and the tongue will be lighter. It looks more 3D. Then I'm going to add a little shadow underneath this leaf part under the neck. Now this part you can also leave off to keep the lesson a little easier, but I'm also going to add this gray on top of the back leg so it looks like it's in shadow. Then I'll also add a little shadow on the belly and on the tail. I'm going to draw a curve right here and then color in below that curve. Then I'm going to add a little shadow inside of the ear. I'll add a curve like this and then color above it. And I'll do that also on the left ear. I know I'm going kind of fast, Hadley, so remember, you can pause the video. Yes.
Yep.
You might have to rewind it a little bit.
Yep.
All right, you're almost done. Keep going. Hadley, we did it! We finished drawing and coloring our little cats, Sprigatitos. They turned out perfect. I especially love how they look all colored in.
Yeah, me too.
Now you can pause the video to match our same coloring. I also especially love the little tricks that we used to get the markers looking darker. We layered the same color on top of itself to make the green darker, and then we also used a light gray on top of the light green to make those areas look darker also. Those are fun tricks to make your drawing look more three-dimensional.
We hope you had a lot of fun drawing Sprigatito.
We do. We hope you had a lot of fun, and we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.